What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. It's Thursday, June 13th. It's just after 2 p.m. Daily stock market recap. This morning, I wasn't in the market. I slept in today. I took the day off, but I'm still here to do a recap for you guys. Even on my day off, I'm still going to look at the market to see what's going on, just to keep in touch with what's going on in the market. So after going hard for past 2 months, I gotta take a little break, get a little sleep in. So little break today, back at it again tomorrow, and then going into the weekend, as always, studying hardcore every single weekend. So let's jump into it. Right now I'm looking at the SPY. I want to point something out on the SPY. I don't know if you guys can see it right now as you're looking at this chart, but what do you see? I'll zoom out a little bit more. There's a pattern there. And the pattern is an inverse head and shoulders. You got your shoulder right there. You got your head right there. And you got another shoulder right there. And then the VWAP is pretty much perfect. Like, this is the neckline right there. But this is a bullish chart pattern. Is it going to work 100%? No. These are patterns that traders just look out for. They don't work 100% of the time, but whenever you see a pattern, traders try to look for the move that's going to be coming. But the SPY moved to the upside right here, then it retraced back, and now it's been bouncing off this neckline. So we might get an end of the day rally here on the SPY, or it could break below this neckline right here and just surge all the way down. It's going to be interesting to see. You'll notice a lot of times the market likes to, it's just like a movie, a dramatic movie. The SPY at the end of the day will set something up and it'll have either a really bad finish or a really good just runner at the end of the day. But you could see it here also with the Dow Jones. Your inverse head and shoulders right here. The neckline right there. And it's currently bouncing off that neckline and up, but right now it's making lower highs as well, bouncing off this neckline, and you see how it's surging down right now, right at that neckline. So right now it's testing that neckline to hold up, and if it can break through the lower high trend line, look for this to start rallying and surging at the end of the day. We only got 2 hours left in the market. So market's looking really good right now if it can hold this neckline on the inverse head and shoulders for a nice end of the day rally. I hope you guys are all having a great trading day. You guys were green on the day. If you didn't take any trades, that's okay. Tomorrow's always a new day. Always have a plan when you're taking trades in the market. And as a trader, always remind yourself that you don't have to trade every single day. As traders, we make our money waiting for trades to come to us. So let's break down what happened today in the markets. First, we got CETX, another one of those low float reverse split stocks. Right here at the open, I'll zoom in on this. Right at this 250 level right here, it pops up and surges back down, and you can kind of see it like U-shaped its way on up right here, up to this $3 level, all the way right here. Came up and surged up, and volume attacked it right there, and surged from $3 all the way up to a high of $4.60. Came all the way back down and even ran into a halt. Couple halts, it looks like, one right there and one right there, all the way back down to around this $3 level, and then just faded out from that $3 level. Very, very fast, just pump and dump. Next up, CODA. CODA had a nice run today from this 1168 level all the way up to a high of almost $15. What I like about this, it had a big gap up. Market opened, it surged up from this $12 level all the way up to 13. Had a nice deep pullback on it to this just below $12 right here. And you see how it's like kind of curved around right there. It did make lower lows, but you could see it curved around right there and then just off it went. A big, big U shape right here before it pulls back, and then it just ripped up even more. Let me zoom in a little bit on this. So it put its high in right there. It pulled all the way down, made its low on the day here, curved around, ran all the way up and tested the high that it previously had right there. Got a nice pullback on it down to the VWAP, and then from 1260 ripped all the way up to almost $15. And then you can see right here it was forming a very, very tight wedge, and then blew through that wedge right there, and look at right where this bounced at. Pretty much old support or old resistance right here. This $13 area. And this $13 area was holding as new support, and it got grinded all the way back up to $14.50. So a nice $1.50 range on this thing. Let me zoom out a little bit more. So yeah, $13 is main support. It's finding resistance up here at $14.50, but really, really just grinder all the way up, just like that. Then it finally fell down, and it's still hanging around at the top part of its range. So keep an eye on CODA, as this could possibly start surging at the end of the day here if it's hanging around. I don't know what the float is. Let's check it out real quick. CODA has a float of 3.5 million, so that is a low float. Its average to range is a $1.28, so CODA can rip, most definitely. If it can get over this 1450 level, $15 is going to be a tough resistance for it. Pull over the daily here. This $15 level, you see how it topped out all right here? That's going to be resistance for it. And then the next resistance is going to be 1550 and then 1650. There's still a lot of opportunity possibly left on CODA. Also look at it on the weekly. Right there on the weekly, you can see right here at $15, that little gap down right there to the bottom of this gap, $15. And look at where that wick topped out at and this wick topped out at, that $15. Then even looking at this on the monthly, but alright, next up, RUHN. Another pretty much real fast pump and dump from this 350 level all the way up to 450, slams all the way back down to around this $4 area, and then just been touching this VWAP. Again, this too could have an end of the day pop. RUHN is also a low float stock, and it's a newer IPO as well. And we all know IPOs have been hot. So let's look at RUHN, see what the float is on that. Now they got a bit of a higher float at 17.5 million. Average true range of 33 cents. So it's not a super low float stock. So from $4, if it can get above this VWAP, this thing could run back up to 430s, 440s. And then also SUM, big move this morning. See how it's just trickling up right here at the from this $14 level all the way up to $14.25, and then boom, explodes up to almost $16, pulls back to 15, and then from 15 this thing it just took off and exploded all the way up to 17.75, and then it's having a nice pullback right here. In situations like this, when the stock puts its bottom in down here and a stock puts its top in way up here, I'll come over and I'll just draw fib retracements. See where the stock is liking to bounce. We got our 61.8 level right here, our golden ratio. You could see all right here, the stock has been liking to bounce right off that level, all the way up to the 50% ratio. It crossed over it a little bit right there, and now it's acting as resistance with it right there. That's why it's important to learn what other tools are out there to help you as a trader, because other people are doing the exact same thing. PTEN, another end of the day, just pump and dump on it from 1040 all the way up to 1160, comes right back down. And you see with these how they like to rip up, and when they pull back, they'll pull back, most of them, around 50% of this huge rip right here, and it'll go into a range. You see how it does that with these? Even with this, draw Fibonacci retracements on it. From the low right there, all the way up to the high. You see how it pulled back again. Pulls all the way back down to this level right here. What level is that? That's the golden ratio of the fib level. Bounces from a nice bounce from 1080s all the way up to 11 bucks. A nice 20-cent scalp even right there. And then last up, we got TEUM. TEUM came out with news that it's being added to the Russell 3000 index. So keep a watch on this. So far it's bullish on the day, going from 280s all the way up to 322. And real quick, TEUM. TEUM has a little bit of a higher float at 103 million. So TEUM is more of a grinder. It has an average true range of 45 cents, but with a big float like that, you're not going to see a stock really rip like a low float would. It's more of a slow grinder. And that's exactly what it's been doing today. But that's going to wrap it up for this recap, guys. And one more thing. Dries had a gap up today. Gaps up from 318 all the way up to 470s. These low float shippers, anytime you'll see them gap up, there are so many bag holders on it. So it's really hard now for these low float shippers to get going, but anything could still happen. But all right, I think that's going to wrap it up, guys. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little recap of the biggest percentage gainers today. It's, again, Thursday, June 13th. We're approaching 2:30 p.m. Power hour is coming along. I took today off. Just wanted to give you guys a quick recap. I will be here tomorrow, Friday. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Until next time, guys, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study as always. Later, everyone.